At 16,500 feet in the Himalayas, the environment is intensely hostile. Roopkund Lake is tiny, just 40 meters across and 3 meters deep, and it remains frozen solid for more than half the year. But during the brief summer months, the ice thaws to reveal hundreds of human skeletons scattered across the shallow lakebed and along the banks. A British forest ranger stumbled across these remains in 1942. At the time, India was under British rule and on high alert due to the tensions of World War II. Authorities immediately suspected these were the bodies of a doomed Japanese invasion force attempting to slip through the northern mountain passes. Early radiocarbon dating quickly shut that theory down. The tests proved the bones were roughly 1,000 years old. The extreme cold and dry mountain air had simply preserved the hair and tissue, making the remains look deceptively recent. The site held no modern military threat. Investigators were left trying to figure out why a massive group of people died together in an entirely uninhabitable zone. In 2003, a National Geographic expedition arrived at Roopkund to analyze 30 of the skeletons using modern forensic tools. They immediately ruled out an ancient battlefield. The team searched the site and found 0 weapons, save for a single knife. They also ruled out a burial ground. There were no graves, and the bones belonged to completely healthy individuals, including women and children, who had not succumbed to starvation or disease. The researchers did find one distinct physical anomaly. Nearly every skull featured severe, unhealed fractures, concentrated right on top of the cranium. Aside from those precise head injuries, there were no defensive wounds or broken bones anywhere else on the skeletons. Whatever killed these people struck exclusively from directly above, delivering lethal force to hundreds of healthy individuals simultaneously. Roopkund Lake sits directly on the route of the Nanda Devi Raj Jat, a grueling, high-altitude pilgrimage honoring the Hindu mountain goddess Nanda Devi. Local folklore tells of a ruler named King Jastaval, who once took this pilgrimage accompanied by dancers and excessive luxury. His arrogance angered the goddess, and she punished his entourage with a storm of iron-hard hail. The localized skull injuries perfectly align with the downward trajectory of massive hailstones. With no trees or structures for cover, the people would have sustained lethal, top-down blunt force trauma. Historical records place King Jastaval and his Kannauj Empire roughly 1,000 years ago. This specific timeline matches the radiocarbon age of the bones discovered in the lake. The 2003 expedition concluded that Skeleton Lake was the site of a single devastating weather event, proving the local legend was rooted in historical fact. In 2019, another research team extracted DNA and conducted modern, highly advanced radiocarbon dating on 38 of the skeletons. This graph plots the victims' estimated time of death, revealing they didn't die together, but in 2 distinct clusters. The first 23 skeletons date to 800 CE, aligning with the hailstorm hypothesis. The remaining 15 date to the 1800s, a full millennium later. The advanced dating proved that instead of a single catastrophe, the lake captured and killed multiple groups across nearly 1,000 years of history. The genomic data pulled from that 1800s cluster contained an even stranger detail. The DNA shows these specific victims were not South Asian. They possessed East Mediterranean ancestry. This map illustrates the distance between the East Mediterranean and Roopkund Lake. There were no trade routes passing through this remote altitude, and East Mediterranean travelers had no religious motive to join a localized Hindu pilgrimage. Furthermore, there are 0 historical records from the 19th century documenting a large group of Europeans vanishing into the Himalayas. Modern science dismantled the neat resolution of the folklore. Skeleton Lake has drawn completely unrelated people from opposite sides of the globe, centuries apart, to die on the exact same icy shore, leaving us with a geographical and historical paradox we still cannot answer.